We are live.
Good evening. Good evening. We like to come on here tonight, and we have wonderful people on the background. We are interviewing a beautiful business partner from our community, and she's going to share a little bit of her journey with us and how she started in the online world with no experience. And I would like to give you over to introduce you to all my business partners now. And can everybody hear me still? I have a little bit of internet connection here, bad, so it is okay. Okay, so for tonight, we're going to interview Florence Delaney, and she has been in this business for a while, and she has been very inspiring to all of us. And we just like to come on here and ask her a couple of questions to interview here and to that people can see it, that even people that have no experience from the background before online world, but everyone can do this. So my name is Esther Hernandez. I'm part of Anthony and Esther. I have been in the business just as long almost as she. I started in April and she did, I think, in March. And it has been an awesome journey to meet so many of you, and so many of them that I don't even personally know, right? But we are a team, and we all encourage each other, and we grow together, and we can see everyone's success growing, right? Hi, Florence. How are you?
Hi, Esther. I'm doing great. Oh my goodness. I can't even begin to thank you how much. I'm so excited to be on here to share with all of you. This is an amazing platform to be able to share, our journey and just let other people know out there that this is something that anybody can do from any kind of a background. So thank you so much for inviting me.
No, you're welcome. No, and it's just, for me, it's always a good thing. I love to sometimes invite new business people to our community that are in a community that they can see more people and hear more stories of how they have started this business and how they have been transformed from so many. Can you tell us a little bit about introduce yourself and your background, where you come from?
Sure, absolutely. So I'm originally from Eastern Canada. I actually was born and raised in Nova Scotia, but I live in Calgary, Alberta right now. I met my husband here about 35 years ago, and we raised three daughters here, and I have a little granddaughter. Her birthday's tomorrow. She's going to be 6, so I'm beyond excited that I get to spend some time with her. So I actually worked in the airline business for about 18 years. That was my career. Before that, I was in design, when my girls were little. But in the airline business, I thought I was going to retire there. I thought it was something that I didn't have to worry about. I'm in my later 50s, and, I made a really good living. I had great benefits. And then one day, the world turns upside down, and not only myself, but, other people were actually let go. So I was actually let go from my 18-year career without a job, without anything. And previous to that, my husband had taken quite ill to the point where he just wasn't able to go back to work. So I was the only income earner. So now, if you can imagine, you have a 10-minute phone call from your boss, you lose the only income you have, and you're in your late 50s. How are you going to start over? Like, what are you going to do? So I think it was at that point I decided that I knew what I didn't want to do, and I didn't want to go back into the corporate world, climbing that ladder again. I didn't want to have somebody telling me, how many hours I had to work. I didn't want somebody controlling my income. I didn't want somebody telling me when I could take vacation or how much time I could spend with my family. So I basically started searching, and I found a hidden gem, and that's how I got into the online business. And it has just been amazing. I say that, it's something that is out there that some people don't know about, because I certainly didn't know about it. So I'm shouting it from the rooftops that this is something that anybody can do, especially at my age. I was worried that how am I going to be able to actually step into an online business that, I knew nothing about. I knew absolutely nothing about, but, it's all laid out for us. So truly, truly blessed to have found this, truly blessed for the community and, everybody that I get to meet. So
That's good. No, and I love to hear.
sorry, guys, I must have got lost there. I'm not sure what happened. Some technical difficulties. Yeah.
Can you hear us? Can you hear us, Esther?
No.
Esther, we can't hear you. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Georgia.
Okay, awesome.
Yes.
Florence, that was beautiful, by the way. And I absolutely, love your story and, how you wasn't, you was new to the online world, and that was my journey. My journey was a lot like that. And Esther, I'm sorry, we couldn't hear you. Maybe try now. Try to unmute yourself. I know her internet, cuts in and out there where she lives. Let me see if I can unmute her. Yeah, her internet's a little bit messed up. So yeah, one of the biggest things for me is I was not used to the online world.
No.
And just like we talked before going live, I was talking backstage that, I was a little slow in the beginning. And a lot of people in our community, as you know, look up to me and like, oh my goodness, Georgia will set us up with a winning ad. Like, I want to be on her team. I want her to coach me. And I'm like, and to remember where I was, Esther's probably logging back in with another device. Remember where I was and how slow it was for me and how frustrating at times it was for me because I didn't know the online world, and that I persevered and I learned and I grew into where I am now, where I'm coaching and mentoring hundreds of people and even thousands of people in our community. I came a long way, and I know that what you're doing right now, you're building your empire, and you got it. So thank you. So I guess as a co-host, I'll introduce another one of our business partners. So Hajar, did you want to introduce yourself for us, girl? And maybe, let us know what questions you have for Florence today.
Hi guys, my name is Hajar. I'm originally from Morocco, and I'm a newcomer to Canada. So when I came here, I never thought that I would become a business owner, but I was just looking for an opportunity online, and this came unexpectedly. I really liked like seeing Georgia in that ad. Made me feel like this is legitimate. So I started, and now I'm proud to call myself a business owner. And my question for our guest is, how does this business fit into your life? So I'm wondering how is it?
Yeah, for sure. Well, welcome to the team. It's nice to have you. And you know what? I've watched Georgia's story. I've seen her story, and you are under an amazing leadership. I can definitely say that. So you're in the right place. As far as how it fits into my life, it fits in perfectly. To be honest, I don't work outside the house anymore. I decided when I had lost my job. Again, I didn't want anybody else controlling my business, controlling me, controlling my life and my finances. I wanted to be the one in control of that. So I get to, get up and work my schedule around my life. Like I had mentioned before, my husband had taken quite ill. So, our later years, it's really important for me to have that time. Like, the financial aspect of it is going to be wonderful. We all need the money in order for life to go on. But for me, it was the time aspect. I almost lost him at one point, and having the time to be able to enjoy with your loved ones is more important to me. And, having the ability to set my schedule and my business around our daily life It works wonderfully. I get to choose that. So, and that's the best thing about this business is you can decide whether you want to work 1 hour a day or you can decide whether you want to work 8 hours a day. And the business is going to keep running because of the automation that we have. So it works quite well for me.
Thank you for that. Did you want to add anything else, Hajar?
Thank you. That really answered my question because I'm like embarking into this new journey. I was wondering. So thank you for your response.
Awesome. Thank you. We have Esther Sita back. Hi, Esther. How are you?
I'm very good, guys. Right. Sorry about my internet connection. It's just been on and off.
No problem. I know in your area you have a bad internet connection, but it just shows you can still run your business because your ads are running for you, even while your internet sometimes is down. Yeah. All right. Did we want to go to the next person? Susie, did you want to introduce yourself? And then, you can ask a little bit of questions here for Florence.
Hi, my name is Susie Neufeld. I've been in this business for just about a year now. And my question is a lot like Hajar's question. I know that many newcomers to this business, they have a hard time. I wouldn't say a hard time, but like they feel overwhelmed, especially when they still have that 9 to 5 to fit this business into their schedule. What does your daily schedule look like, Florence? And what advice would you give to newcomers that are feeling overwhelmed with adding another thing into their schedule?
Yeah, for sure. Great question, Susie. I have a lot of mentees that are still working full-time. I have a lot of business partners that are working full-time. So I think the important thing that, I've told them and that I've learned as well is you need to set up a schedule for you, whatever that looks like. So if you're working 9 to 5, I know some of my business partners, brand new mothers with brand new babies would actually work their business from 9 p.m. at night till say maybe midnight, to start out slowly. We've got amazing coaches and mentors, and we've got that step-by-step training. So there's nothing that you have to do in a fast pace. It's your pace. And that's what I love about this. It's you taking your time, but I think setting up a personal schedule and trying your best to stick by it. And then, if I don't know what your schedule looks like, Susie, or what your outside of the business, what you do for a living. But, if you're up at 5 o'clock in the morning, then, you schedule it from 5 to whatever, 4 o'clock in the afternoon is your outside of the schedule, outside of your business. And then, have your dinner, and then maybe from 7 to 9 or 7 to 10. But if you write it on your calendar, then you need to be consistent with it. And I think that's a big thing too, is just little baby steps, little micro steps in the beginning, so you're not overwhelmed, and then celebrate those little steps. We don't think that, even just, coming on here, this is a huge thing, being able to put yourself out there and being able to share. That's a huge win for somebody that's never been in the online business before, or who have put their face out there. So I think setting up a schedule and celebrating the little wins, I think that's a huge way to get started.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Awesome. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see, guys, even though you have internet connection, but once your business is set up, your business is still running on the background, right? And who doesn't want that? Sometimes we sacrifice ourselves so much to work a 9 to 5, right? But then we don't want to sacrifice ourselves putting another thing on our schedule, right? And for me, I always say that I see moms there that have even more kids than I have. And, all is your time doesn't come back. I like the one saying I was listening to a broadcast. They say a river the water flows, it doesn't come back. So it's your time, right? you got to learn how to schedule your time and be wise, right? Like, but sometimes it's not so easy. It's very easy scrolling down Facebook or Instagram, and all of a sudden you're like, have to talk to yourself and saying, oh, what am I doing? Like, is this benefiting me, or am I actually needing to do something else, right? So, but it's very true, like what she was saying. Time is, got to learn how to schedule yourself, and I'm one of them. I have to sometimes get back on track and talk to myself again, and then that's discipline, right? So, Melissa, would you like to go next and ask
Sure.
yourself?
Yes. I was just going to add, scheduling is so important because I work a 9 to 5 as well. So I do a lot of my work on the weekends, and I utilize the it's a tool that's in Facebook and Instagram where you can pre-plan all of your ads. So I find that to be really helpful. Saturday I'll plan all of my ads out, and I'll have them running on Facebook from Monday to Saturday when I'm going to do this again. And you can even go further, like you can plan in the month or so. So I think that's another helpful tip as well. And replacing, like I heard Esther saying, scrolling. I mean, a lot of people watch Netflix series for hours and hours on end. So, just swapping that out for the business, I think is helpful. Well, those are helpful things that I do. So just thought I'd share. But anyhow, my name is Melissa, and I have been in the business since April of last year. So I guess you could say my 1 year anniversary is coming up. And I hope I don't take up too much. I have 3 questions, so I hope that's okay. And if it's too much, then I'll just X one out.
No,
So I'll
go
start
ahead.
with the most important one. And I think the first one would be, how did you learn to embrace the challenges of losing your job?
That was a hard one.
Yeah.
That's a difficult one, to be honest. I think I had to first try to realize that it wasn't me personally that they let go. I think it was just the way the system had worked. Honestly, again, the airline business, we all know what happened, a few years ago, that, the world shut down, and the airline business was one of those. I guess I did feel that, I was probably, we all think that, we all think we're the most loyal, but I'm not just saying that, but you know what? I was always first in, last out. I was there for 18 years. We built up an amazing, community there as far as my peers, and we worked well together. So it was very difficult, and I think what I had to do was, I was angry for like well over a year, absolutely angry, and I don't think anybody human wouldn't be like, so I was very, very angry. And I think I came to realize after I found this business, I think I really dived deep into personal development, into, really changing my mindset and knowing that, things do happen for a reason. That door closed. If that door never closed, I would not be sitting here with the future that I have for my family and for other people. So again, as terrible as it was, something amazing and blessed came out of it. So for me, it was flipping my mindset, understanding that I am worthy. We're all worthy, and we deserve to have better. And better was not in that particular career. Better is here, and better is sharing with everybody else. So it was a huge personal development for me to switch that. So I work on it every day, but again, that door closed, and that door is that'll never open again. I'm on a different mission. I'm on a different passion right now, and I'm so blessed that I found it.
That's so inspirational. So inspirational. Thank you. Second question. How do you speak to the skeptical person?
You know what? I actually think it's okay to be skeptical. I wasn't. Again, I think because I was in a different place in my, in my life, that I needed to find something. So I think the minute I seen this, like I was in within 10 minutes. Like I wasn't skeptical, but I do have a lot of mentees that were skeptical. And I think it's okay to be skeptical, because if you're skeptical, then that means you're thinking. You're thinking and you're wondering, is this real? Is this not real? And you know what? Let them ask all the questions, because it's legitimate. Like we all pay taxes. It's legitimate. So if they're asking questions, it means that they're interested. And we just have to answer those questions. So let them be skeptical. Let them come in and see what we have to offer. And I actually like somebody being skeptical than somebody not asking anything at all.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and my last question is, what inspires you?
Oh, what inspires me? There's a lot, actually. There's a lot. I sit here with people like you, trying to change your lives and trying to make it better for other people. That inspires me. I'm big on women power. I have 3 grown daughters, and I think for me, even though they're grown, your kids are always your kids. It doesn't matter how old they are. I think, I have to be the woman and the mother and, an inspiration to them, so that, they actually move forward, and can inspire and help other people as well. So I don't think I have, I don't think I would have found this if, like I said, that door never closed. And I just can't imagine not being part of this. I can't imagine of not being part of something that's changing the world. And, I look at Mike and Darren, and, Darren's story is just, that is beyond inspiring to me. And, it just, I think, like I said before, I think, it would be a disservice if we didn't share this. So I just think we have to go out and do that. And it's just many people inspire me. And mostly I think my girls, I need to be a role model for them.
Thank you so much. Very inspiring. Thank you.
I just wanted to add something to that, if that's okay. I really love how just how you put that, because when she asked you the first question about your job loss and about how once one door closes, another opens. To be honest with you, we can think we're so happy in a situation.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what God has in store, because we'll be crushed. Like, this has happened to me so many times, guys. Like, I know I look young, but I've actually, had to grow up as 14, 15. I had to go through certain things. I was put in positions where I had to take care of my mom and dad. So I matured quick. And throughout my time, since being 14 years old, and now I'm 34, since 20 years, I realized, boom, boom, boom. Why is there always some bad happening when everything's so great? And I realize now, 34 years old, if I didn't go through that, I wouldn't be where I am. I'd be stuck there. And there, I was less fortunate. I was less mature, less, knowledgeable, and also all these different things. So if I didn't, like, the whole thing that I wanted was, I want to buy this beautiful house on the corner of where my house was. And I couldn't get a mortgage. And it was everything I thought I wanted. And that was the beginning. I was like, wow. At this time I was only like 31. And I was like, wow, like this, I worked all my life. And people in their 30s might just start their career at college, but really and truly, I did. I worked all my life as an offline business owner. I had my own business, and I did so much, and I made so much, but it fell, it tumbled, and I spent all my money, savings, got into debt, and I was like, I can't even get a mortgage for a $500,000 house. I can't. What did I do? Where did I go wrong? Okay, I was like, this is horrible. And there was a turning point in me. And then this business fell in my lap. And I think back on it, I'm grateful I didn't buy that house, because it would have been a bad investment. But there was a turning point, and it made me into this business. And then there was a turning point too when I started this business, and I felt like I can't do this. And then something occurred where I was like, I can't do this. And then I had to fail, and I had to learn, and I had to grow. And it made me realize, oh my goodness, this is very difficult to learn on my own. Why wasn't I asking my coaches or mentors? Now I'm going to make sure my team grows, and I'm going to make sure that they know what I didn't know. And it just excelled me, and even little things that I go through. So I understand. I said that for, good things have to come to an end in order to excel. And I learned that's how I keep excelling. And you won't be, it'll be really hurtful, it'll be really painful. But that old person, that old life, you can't have that no more. You need to, that everything needs to crumble from that old life so you can be in the mindset and be strong and be powerful enough to begin with that new life. And it just continues to excel. And I was telling my daughter that yesterday we're watching something on TV, and it's just an old program. It's an old program. It's the '70s show, but they reinvented it, okay, and they made it now. Like literally, the two main stars that were kids, teenagers, are now the mom and dad of a new teenager. Okay, so I'm like, and you see the grandmother. You see the grandmother. This is a perfect example. You see the grandmother was a home-based mom, and the dad was a worker their whole life, right? And then me, 20 years later, watching this new one, is like she never changed. Just grandma, she still cooks, she's still there. She does her nice little things, and he's still, complaining about life and how this is too expensive or whatever. And I'm like, this is a real life, how someone goes. And to think and to look at my daughter and to look at myself and to think, I don't want to be that. As good as it sounds, you're settled and you're in a house, and the woman is the housemaker and the man is the one that brings in the money, and it's like there's never enough, and they complain about everything and they hate everybody and they're bitter. I'm like, I don't want that for my children. How could we impact the world? How can we become someone great and also make other people great? What could we do, and how could we have a purpose? Because we could do kind things and be there for each other, bake and cook, but why don't we do something far more incredible? We are capable. Don't let the system hold you in that bubble and make you think you are not capable and make you all your life, like Red in that story. He literally, all his life, he did a job and was never, just blew up, never did what he wanted to do. Okay. And was bitter and is complaining. We don't have to do that. And that was a blessing in disguise for you to lose that job. Okay. Now look at you. So thank you. I just wanted to comment on that.
That's amazing. I would love to just say something on that. It's I know what show you're talking about now when you mentioned Red or whatever, but when I lost my job, it wasn't just a point of losing my job. And I'm only saying this because I want you guys to understand that you can be at the rock bottom, but I think it's understanding that you're worthy of more. I honestly believe God didn't put us on this earth to be working for somebody else. I honestly believe that, he put us here to be loved, to love others. Like, I lost my job, we lost our medical, but I lost my house, I lost everything, but I still had my husband. And that was the most important thing to me. And you know what? You understand that you are worth more, and you're here for a divine purpose. I honestly believe that. We didn't come together just because, Esther happened to, find me or whatever. We're all here for a purpose and a bigger purpose. And like Georgia said, like, you know what, leave the past in the past, learn from it. I've learned a lot of lessons from my past, but I'm here to, help and, change the world. Like she says, we're all capable of it. But I think it really starts with understanding that you're worthy. And that's what I had to do. I had to really understand that I was worthy. And I think we all are.
Wow, ladies. Yes, it's really true. I think we all, like, for me, I've been growing up in a very old fashioned background, right? So we slaved away with our jobs, right? And never making ends meet, right? And sometimes making a change is a very hard thing to do, but because you're thinking that your parents have done the same, you have to be stuck to that, whatever that might be, right? It's not true. Because if it was so, then there would not be so many people. And everything is in a mind, right? For me, I say I grew a lot mentally as well, because a lot of people, they're like, oh, will I be rich by next year or will I be rich by tomorrow? No, it's not. You got to work on it. You got to put your effort into it, right? If you want something, you got to make it happen, right? Not just be motivated for one day and then wait already there's going to be a $500,000 check in the bank, right? For an example, right? So everything is a limit, right? But you got to go out there and get it, right? And not many are actually out there, go-getters, I call them, right? Because it's very easy to say, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do everything this, but actually put the action into it, it's a different story, right? So would Rachel like to introduce herself, and maybe she has some questions she would like to ask?
Yes, I'd love to. Thank you very much. Hi, everybody. My name is Rachel. I'm pretty new to the business, just under a year. My question is, what would you tell yourself when you started this business? If you could go back to what you were doing at the beginning, what would the advice that you would give yourself?
Yeah, that's a great question. I would say call Georgia. Yeah, I think for me, there's a few things that I would say. I think there's so many things. First, I was always plugged in, so I was always plugged in from the beginning. So if you're plugged in, then that's good, and that means showing up to your team, learnings and the trainings and the masterminds and stuff like that. Asking questions. If you don't know something, ask a question. That's just as much being plugged in as being at the mastermind. But I think for me, it was diving deep into personal development. I wish I had done that sooner, because again, the money's going to come, the numbers are going to come, all of that. But again, if you don't think that you deserve it, it doesn't matter. Your mindset is going to be in a different place. So I think I really would have dug deeper into, everyday reading. We talk about the magic in our training. You know what? Highly recommend it if you haven't done it. And if you've done it, then get the book, read it again, because that's huge, and just being grateful for what you have. It doesn't mean that you don't deserve or you can't have more, but gratitude, having the gratitude every day and professing it really makes a difference. So I would go back and tell myself, get into that personal development right away. And I think
that's
that
the book on the training site that you're talking about, right? That magic book?
It is, yes, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's lots of great books, but that's a huge one that you want to jump into. And again, if you read it, just keep reading it, and just being grateful. Like we have this thing our team talks about, and it's called Savers. I don't know if you're familiar with it. It's from Al Elrod. And so Savers is an acronym. So it means silence, affirmations, vision, exercise, and scribing. So every morning, our team, we've been doing this now since I've been in the team,
Wow.
You can do it for 5 minutes. There's an app, you can get it, download it. And this is a practice that our team does, and we even have challenges around it. It puts your body and your mind in the right set before you start your day. I can remember when I used to work in the corporate world, I would get up and I would listen to the news for a half an hour, and then I would drive in crazy traffic, and then I would get to work. And how are you going to be in the right mindset to do anything? So every day Savers puts me in that mindset, and it's just affirming that and your intentions for the day. So that's another thing that I've always done that, but I would recommend that for anybody that's starting as well.
Yeah. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Florence.
No problem.
Yeah, I think a lot of times that's how we all started, right? We all are negative sometimes, right? For me, I was once I seen the ad, I wasn't that much anymore because I was somewhere else before. And once you have been scammed and you have been in MLMs, it's sometimes hard to get yourself up and lift yourself up. And that's what I love about this business, because I see so many people here that come from all kinds of different backgrounds, and doctors, lawyers, I have a 5th grade education. So if I can do it, Florence can do it, anybody can do it, right? all you have to be is coachable and knowing what you really want in life, right? So we're gonna go to Ruth. Would you like to introduce yourself and ask her maybe some questions that you have?
Yes, hi. Very nice to meet you. My name is Ruth Lesama. I'm a mama 10. And my question is, what would you say to someone that doesn't realize there's something else out there more than a 9 to 5? There are people that are afraid to start something new and different.
You know what? That's a great question, Ruth, because I always thought, even though I didn't know anything about the online space, I always thought being online wasn't ethical. I always thought there was always some scheme behind it that, somebody is going to take advantage. So for those that don't know, and, I guess it's up to them. I know with this business that, the right people will come to you. I honestly believe that. I honestly believe that we have to have, this is nothing but the highest of integrity as far as, as far as Darren and Mike goes, as far as this community goes. There's nothing but integrity here. So, we would not be putting ourselves out there. I would never show my granddaughter. You would never show your children. If my face, and you'd never see my face before this, if my face and I'm on there sharing, and you can see the excitement, you can see it when people are authentic, you can actually see it. So invite them to your page, invite them to your, your community, invite them to see what's there, and let them know, I'm, come and talk with me or come and visit my page, come and have a look and see, for yourself. We all know that people can have an inside look at things and, there's no further obligation or commitment. We've got it set up so that we want to make sure people are doing, their homework. We want to make sure that, people can actually have a good look at what's going on behind the scenes to see if this is a fit for them. And, and that's what I love about this. I love how it's set up with our, our information sessions that we have every week that people can join. And, I would just encourage them to do that and let them know, come and visit my page, come and visit my partner's page, come and see my children. You said you have 10 children. Come and see what I'm putting on my page. My children would never be there if it wasn't, ethical. So I would just encourage them to take a deeper look and, and see what they can find. I hope that answered your question.
Oh, you're on mute there, Ruth. Let me see if I can unmute her.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. That's
yes,
okay.
thank you. Thank you very much.
So I just wanted to say something. I want to add something to that. Like the thing is once you watched a free workshop, you'll see the business. You'll see that it's what it's all about. People are thinking, I don't have time. I'm doing a 9 to 5. Ruth has proven that. Like Esther has proven that. I have proven that. Rachel has proven that. Exactly. She knows I'm going to go to her because I'm telling her, get away a little and come to me. Like this woman works her tail off. Okay, Rachel. Like I know her. And this is why she started this business, because every time we would hang out or she would come drop her son off, because her son and my son are best friends, and now we became best friends, she would be exhausted. And she would just see me chilling in the house. Okay. And like, what are you doing? And I've told her a few times, like I can help you earn online. Right. And it took her to see the results in me as her friend and to see, oh my goodness, like she's out of town. She moved into a $3 million home. Like, look, she just keeps excelling. And here I am complaining about how tired and how much work, which don't get me wrong. It's a great thing what you did, Rachel. You're a wonderful person. You're helping people. I'm thinking about all the horrible things she told me when she goes to the people's houses where you're helping. She's like, because she's a support worker and she sometimes has to go to people's houses and it's like a big mess or it's a horror story or people are shouting at her. But she is such a kind person and she's helping people. She's making differences in people's life. She's giving them their medication. She's taking care of them. She's making sure they don't get hurt. She's cleaning their house even. She doesn't have to. She's doing all these special things. But at the end of the day, all your hard work, your schooling, your time you took away from your family, everything that you've done, you have forgotten about yourself. We can't forget about ourselves. Even as moms, we have to remember if our cup is empty, we can't give. We get sick ourselves, because I've known, I went through that. Okay. So with this business, you will have the ability, whoever's watching, and you feel like you can't get started and you got your 9 to 5 and you don't have time. Believe me, once you see how much money, and once you see the products, and once you see the business plan, once you see how we get set up, you'll understand, wow, well, that's how Ruth and Rachel and Georgia and Flores and all these people here that have children can do this. That's and busy and have children, no excuses. Just, I love how Esther said, do it quick, do it now, do it quick. Like, for instance, before I came on this live, I had to do a really quick recording of some training. I did it quickly. And I knew that there'd be people coming backstage. So I figured, let me just take 5 minutes to do this training so I could show all my business partners. Or if I have to put an ad, I'm going to do it real quick. It's going to take me 5 minutes because I know how to do the ad. I'm not going to say later. If I want to start this business, I'm going to start it right now. That's how billionaires are made. Now. Okay, you don't take time to think. If you know it's good and it's legit, just go for it. Okay, it's not a lot to start this business. So don't think that you can't get started, because we have a whole slew of tech team, smarty pants, all these techie people helping us. Believe me, I don't know how to create a funnel. I could probably have a good chance at creating one right now because of all the techie things that I've learned, but I don't do that. I have someone doing that for us. I have somebody having the system for us created, and that's attaching our funnels to our automated system. I have somebody that's making sure our sales are protected and they're secure. I have somebody making sure that a system is in place to protect people's emails if they want to add it right now to our websites. So all this is done for you. You don't have to feel like skeptical or scared. And people who has pages, mentors or coaches to help people, we are trained to be a mentor and coach. We are. But if you don't want to be coached, you don't have to. And if you don't want to be hands-on so much in mentoring ship, you don't have to. You can have your business running for you, and we'll make sure your sales are cut. Okay, all you have to do is literally have your business running and go to it and check on it. And right then and there, do the training. Right then and there, do the ad. Right, and you'll have us helping you. So, in order to keep going and excelling, you have to keep working on your business. But if you're at a level where you're like, okay, 20,000, 10,000 a month is good for me. I'm going to take a little time for my family now. You could do that once you get set up, but you can't do that until you get set up. So you need to keep going until you get set up. So thank you. Oh, Ruth, I think she had to go. We have Susie there. But yeah, did you want to add anything, Esther?
No, I think I'm good. And who else am I missing? I have been going on and on.
Yeah, Savio's next. I would say let's go to Savio. They all let the ladies go first. Why don't
okay. Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Why don't you introduce yourself for us, Savio? And
yes, my name is Savio, and I'm and my wife is Erika, and I'm coming back after more than 1.5 years back into the business. I had started long back, and then due to some problems, COVID, and my Facebook got shut down. I just prepared the funnel, and then due to job loss and all those things happening, it disappeared from the business. And now I said I have to come back. So I just wanted some moral support in this. And how would you come back like after so long? Like, what advice you would give me?
First, welcome back. Great decision. Absolutely great decision. As far as coming back, I mean, I don't know your story. If you're back, I think you're in an absolutely amazing place. You've got Georgia here as your mentor and your coach. So I think, as far as you said, you had some challenges with Facebook. I wouldn't worry about that. There's so many platforms out there. If one is giving you trouble, then you move to the next one. I think just being consistent, like I said before, being consistent, being plugged in, and just remember why you came back, why you started first off, and why did you come back. We all have challenges. Most people don't know our challenges, and that's okay. But I think you need to keep your why in front of you. And I would be, doing some kind of personal development every morning and setting your mornings right so that, you've got your day planned out for you, but I think you're in great hands. So yeah.
Yeah. I'm coming back because now they are going to start night shift. So I said, nah, I have to do something.
Well, that's, yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I don't know if your dream is to eventually leave that, but again, you're in great hands. But I think for me, I would, if I was coming back, I definitely, this is a second chance. Not everybody gets second chances sometimes in life. So, just be plugged into it, be consistent, realize what you have in your hands, and just follow George's lead. She's amazing.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Very well said. Welcome back. I haven't met you before, but you see, there's so many people. Sometimes they have certain things that they have to leave for, or they have something they have to take care of, right? But if one thing I learned especially in this business and everything, is being consistent, right? Consistency is key to whatever you want to achieve. Focus on your goal, because for an example, if a football player is not going to practice for a while, he's not going to be a good football player, right? So we got to keep on practicing, keep being out there. It's not easy sometimes, especially when you're a busy parent or you're having a full-time job on the side. It's not easy sometimes to get back. You get tired, you come back from work and you're like, all you want to do is relax, right? But that relaxing time, when I used to still work full-time, I took at least an hour at nighttime. I said, this is the time that I have to put aside and make it happen. And it's discipline yourself, right? And not everybody has the same, but I am a person, I got very easy distracted. But you have to learn how to discipline yourself and take action in your own business, because to be honest, what we have in our hands here is, I always say, it's gold, because not everywhere where we are going to get the tools, the training. And I have seen other business plans and blueprints. You would pay thousands of dollars for those trainings and for all the mentors and coaches and you name it, whatever's on the background going on, right? So you got to put your 80% in there, then everything will happen, and everything has its time, right? You got to just learn how to be patient, and everything will turn out better than you even planned it. So we will go to Rome next. Why don't you introduce yourself, and maybe you have some questions you would like to ask.
Thank you so much, Esther. Hi all. Greetings. So I am very much delighted to be part of this meeting you all. So I am Ram. I'm basically from India. So I was working as an IT engineer. Presently, I'm in US. So when I came across this opportunity, like I realized that this is a one-stop solution to all my goals and mission in life. So I'm privileged to be mentored by Georgia. So it's an honor that I get a chance to speak with the guest like Florence. So one thing I would like to ask is, as a newcomer, I just joined the business. So as a newcomer, like from your experience, so I understood that you went through a lot of personal turmoil and you learned a lot, you worked hard, you evolved a lot, and you have seen success. So what are the most important tips you will suggest for a newcomer to surely get success in this business? I would like to know that from you.
Sure, that's a great question. First, I'm going to just go back to Savio there. One other thing that came to my mind is we have accountability partners. Now, I know you have a huge team, but what I do with some of my accountability partners, and I learned this from the late Bob Proctor, is every morning, myself and my partners, we send a message to each other. And what we do is we send in 5 gratitudes that we're grateful for every day and 3 tasks that are going to move our business to the next level. So when you don't feel like doing something, you still have to be accountable to that partner. And this keeps you consistent and it keeps you in the right mindset. So it might be something that might help for you as well. So I've been doing that for a long time now, and it really helps, especially with new mentees as well. So that would be one thing, perhaps. As far as some tips, I would say that you need to first, and this is part of being plugged in, you need to be around the right people. And when I say that, the world sometimes, unfortunately, there's negative people out there. I don't know your family. I don't know, what your business is like. But, if you're around people that are always negative Nellies and, unfortunately, if that's, your partner and you don't have a supportive partner, then get around the people who are supportive. Get around these people here. Stay plugged into people who are positive, because you're not going to rise if you're always, down at a lower level in your mindset with people that are around you. You have to step it up. You have to go above somebody that's, more successful than you. So I would definitely be plugged into somebody that is positive. Somebody, you've got a great team here, somebody that's positive. And then also I think that consistency, again, definitely you have to be consistent. You can't show up 1 hour for a week and then not show up, for another month. Like, that's not going to do anything for your business. It's not going to do anything to move you forward. And then personal development, that's huge for me. Again, I would have, if I could go back, that's what I would start with. So get around people that are positive always, being consistent, make sure that you get that personal development started right away. And then, just enjoy it. This is something that you need to enjoy. This is your business. This is your livelihood. This is going to change your life and other people's lives. You really need to embrace it, and you really need to enjoy it and celebrate those wins. I hope that answered your question.
Yeah. I have something to say. Sorry. It just so happens that Savio and Ram came on at the same time, and they're both from India, and they're sitting side by side. Why don't you guys be accountability partners? Seriously. Because out of nowhere, Savio just came back, literally, and at the same time, Ram joined. And you guys, are super godly, super Christian. This is why Ram started. Okay, and Savio and Erica was like, Georgia, I want you as a coach because you're so Christian, and I attracted, and I feel God wants us to succeed. And boom, and same thing with Ram. Ram is super tech savvy, and he already has a special place to help me with so many things. I already told him that. I'm like, you help me, I'll make sure I dish out your ads. I do everything, literally, because I grew so big that literally, if someone could help me, if I have a little assistance that help me here and there, and we grow together, but everybody gets trained the same way. And I told Ram, if you help me a lot more, I can do your ads for you. I'll take some things off of your back. You just do the little techie things that I'm not that good at. So you can go ahead. But the accountability partners is such a good idea. And I believe, see, Florence, if you've seen our chat, if I can share our chat right now, it's like we're all accountability. And see, Esther Sita, she goes and she bugs everybody. She bugs everybody. Where are you? What are you doing? What's wrong? She's the mother of our chat, and she has to inform me. Oh yeah, they're coming back. Like Melissa, she came back too. Oh, I just checked on them. We have a system, and this is not an automated system. We have a system in our team where we make sure everybody's okay, and we make sure they're. What are you doing? And even there. We're not counselors, but we really are at the same time, because we're like, well, what's going on? How can we help you? We're like Ruth, she's going through so much right now. And we're like, let's set up a GoFundMe for Ruth. Let's surprise her. Let's do this because, her husband is in and out of the hospitals. And even though she's still doing great in this business, she's getting buyers. After we had that live, I'm like, I proclaim utter blessing. She got a buyer. I'm like, why don't we do a GoFundMe? That way she don't have to worry about medical bills or whatever the case may be. Let's just try to do. And it's like so many people, Savio and all my business partners were donating. I'm like, they didn't have to. I just said share it. And people are just, my team is just so there for each other. And I feel like it's, and don't get me wrong, you don't have to be religious to be in my team, but most of the people, 97% of them are Christian. And if they're not Christian, they're Catholic. Or if they're not Catholic, They believe in, you know, the universe and law of attraction and doing good for it. And I'm like, we have such a good energy going. Like the good Lord has a funny way of bringing such great people. So, and I want to bug you, Savio, because you just popped on. What kind of work are you doing now, if you don't mind us asking? And you know, how do you think you're going to fit this in your schedule, in your in with, you know, what you're doing?
Yes, I work around 12 hours per day. So, you know, sometimes they call me on my off day, and also I don't, that's the problem. I guess for time.
Time.
So, you know, sometimes because I work from 7 to 7:30 in the 7:30 morning to 7:30 evening. So I wake up at around 3 o'clock, and then I come home at 9, or sometimes they extend, or sometimes they call me on my off days. So that's why I'm not consistent. Like, no, now I started posting and doing my YouTube, studying whatever material is there. Like, you know, except the Facebook, that's the last thing. I'll just post, but nothing ads will run on that. But on other things, I'm learning how to run on YouTube and all the other things. I'm trying to mastermind and everything, the things like I'm trying to do that pick up, because it's now 1.5 year, like everything is like, I think so, changed a little bit on YouTube and all those things, right?
Well, you could just see, guys, like Savio stopped and he got right back. You don't lose your business ID. You don't lose your quota or your rank. Like a lot of you know, online businesses or MOMs. This is how we're different. You want to come say hi? Come say hi. My business partner's here to work out with me. And we're live. You want to come say hi? She's all shy. She don't have to. But yeah, what I want to say.
Hi guys.
You want to introduce yourself for a moment? I'll let you introduce yourself.
Sure. In my gym clothes.
In your gym clothes.
Hi guys, my name is Veronica. And I'm a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah.
And I spent the day with my kids.
Yeah.
And then spent the night with Georgia working out.
Exactly. High five.
Yes.
This girl got muscles for days, but she picks up 5 pounds. I'm like, why are you picking up 5 pound dumbbells? Get those 15-pound ones. Her arms are bigger than mine. I don't want them. But your ad has been killing it in the world. What would you want to say to anybody who's so busy like you, who got one toddler and, you know, kind of getting out of a toddler stage? How did you dish out that winning ad? How are you getting so many leads? How are you getting buyers? Like, how do you do this when, yeah.
Well, the good thing about this business is, like, as I'm sure many people already said, that you can do it on your own time. Whenever you have time, whenever you feel motivated or inspired, and the business is always there. And like, even if you don't work on the business is still working for you, because it's automated, it works 24/7. It's like, I love the one example someone said, it's having an online store or having a store, but you're not there all the time. Someone's always there. Like, the automated system is always there and it always works for you. So even as a busy mom, or someone who works from 9 to 5, or like who's someone who still has a normal job, like on the outside world, I guess.
Yeah, that's odd to us. We're like, they have a normal job? Wow.
They can even do that. So
yeah. So thank you. Love you, girl. And we're going to end here soon. And Esther's going to tell us where to go. And I just wanted to, I cut it short really quick as she popped in. But you can end here. And Savio, I just want to say too, after we're done, or tomorrow, even if you want, we can set you a killer ad up on YouTube or Google. You don't need Facebook. So just don't worry. I did that. I boomed on YouTube because I got off Facebook. So Facebook was really tight at one time, and all ads, a lot of people's ads were getting shut down. And then I moved to YouTube. Now I blew up on YouTube, and Facebook has like cut their restrictions off a little because it's so silly. Certain word you put on, they shut you down. But now it's incredible. So we'll get you back up there, Savio. And thank you all for coming. Thank you, New BRAM. Did you want to add anything? Tell people where to go real quick. We got 1 minute, Esther, where they need to go to find our workshop.
Well, I would like to just say thank you for everyone that came on and shared with us, Florence. And if you guys like more information for whoever is on here, you see their websites under their picture. And if you see it on somebody else's page that has maybe posted from our beautiful members that we have on our team, contact them. And if you want more information, they will be happy to assist you.
Bye, everyone. Hit that learn more button, hit that link, add your name and email, and you'll be taken right away to the replay. And then we'll send you our workshop. So you'll get some reminders. So love you all. Thank you, Florence.
Thank you.
Girls,
Thank you.
Bye.